weeks of qualifying. I'm here today to defend, to crown a new champion for our 20th annual event. But before we start our festivities, I want to take a few minutes to introduce to you our 16 finalists for this very prestigious event. We're going to start on lane 1 and go right through lane 16. On lane number 1, we have a five-time finalist. He has a 6-3 match play record in this competition. He is 6th all-time on the money earners with $2,020. He has 10 perfect games to his credit. He has a high series of 803. He won this event back in 1991. He also has a Champion of Champions tournament and a Lustig tournament and 4 KBC tournaments. I asked him how he felt about being here. He said he'd like to be the second person to win this event for the second time. He bowls out of Colonial Lanes, Steve Chirella. Steve's first competitor is another right-handed bowler. He's here in the finals for the first time ever. He has 2 300 games to his credit and boasts a high game of 780. He has 1 title to his credit, a 300 club tournament from the Staten Island Bowling Club. He said he's glad to be here. He's going to take 1 game at a time because it was a very competitive field. He called Colonial Lanes home, Mike O'Brien. On lane number 3, we have a bowler here for the 7th time, making the 7th appearance in the finals, which is an all-time record for the Staten Island Singles Classic.
Get up.
He has match play record of 1 win and 6 losses. He has career earnings of $1,045. He has 3 perfect games and has a high series of 779. Some of his titles are a Scotch doubles tournament at Sunset Lanes, the 40 and over tournament at Country Lanes, and numerous KBC titles. And I spoke to him about being here for the 7th time, and he said 7 is a lucky number. This is my year. He bowls out of Bowling on a Green, Walter Palmer. Walter's first competitor is a first-time finalist, has a high game of 276 and a high series of 712. He said he was glad to be here. He's going to take it 1 game at a time. He bowls out of Country Lanes, Peter Calise. Lane number 5, one of the 3 lefties in today's competition. Believe it or not, it's his first appearance in the Staten Island Singles Classic. He has 3 perfect games to his credit, 2 of which came in the last month of bowling. He also has a high series of 804. He has a 700 club title with the Staten Island Bowling Club, another title with the Bowling Club out of Country Lanes. And he said that once the first ball is thrown, everyone is even when the game starts. He bowls out of Colonial Lanes, Rocky Salemo. Rocky's first opponent is one of the more quieter bowlers here at Colonial Lanes. He's in the finals for the first time ever. He has 2 300 games to his credit and has a high series of 704. He said he was glad to be here. He's going to give it his best shot, and he's going to be out of his slump. House bowler, Mickey Gurley. number 7 is another first-time finalist, and this marks a little bit of history with the Staten Island Singles Classic. This is the first time that we've had a mother-daughter appear in the finals of the Staten Island Singles Classic.
Tell her to turn around.
She has a high game of 269, a high series of 737. She has a 600 woman's title to her credit, and she said she's not intimidated. The fact that she's the only female in the finals, she's going to give it her best shot. She bowls out of Country Lanes, Nazareth, Philpott. Number 8 is another first-time finalist. He has a high game of 268, a high series of 668. He has a Bowlers Club title at Showplace Bowling Center, and he said he's going to take it one game at a time. He's ready to go, and he's beyond the nervous stage. He bowls out of Country Lanes, the very likable Vinny Russo. Lane number 9, we find another first-time finalist who has a high game of 290 and a high series of 747. So this is the first tourney he ever made the finals. He's going to take it one frame at a time. The very quiet Jerry Lyman. First opponent is a tough one indeed. This 6-time finalist has a 6-5 match play record. He has career earnings of $1,885. He has 11 perfect games. He has a high series of 813.
George.
He's won the New Year's Singles
Classic
a record 5 times. He has a St. Patrick's Day Marathon to his credit. He said he's delighted to be here, happy to be in the finals, going to give it the best shot he has. Bowling out of Country Lanes, right-hander George Crotella. Lane number 11.
Turn around, John.
Lefties in today's competition.
John.
He was the high qualifier for this year's event.
John.
He did it in the last squad of qualifying with a perfect 300 game. There have been 4 300s bowled in this prestigious event over 20 years. He has authored 2 of them. One last year at Country Lanes to get him to the finals. Again this year at Colonial Lanes to get him to the finals. He's here for the 2nd consecutive year. He has 3 perfect games to his credit. Has a high series of 786. He has a few Staten Island Bowling Club titles to his credit. He has a Strike 9 tournament victory at Country Lanes. He said last year he was happy to make the cut. This year he wants to win it all. Bowling out of Country Lanes, left-hander John Venosa. Lane number 12. A 2-time finalist, made the finals last year, finished in a runner-up position to champion Rob Vinci, has a 3-1 match play record.
Tell him to turn around.
Has $800 in career earnings for this event, has 2 perfect games and a high series of 780. He said last year he tasted it, this year he wants to go all the way, bowling out of Showplace, Dennis Giray. Bowling on lane number 13. record-tying 7th time to equal the amounts by Walter Palmer. However, his success has been a little better. He has an 8-5 match play record. He is 5th leading money winner all time of this event with $2,120. Has 3 perfect games. Has an 802 series to his credit. He won this event way back in 1979. He's the only man to make the finals of this event in 3 decades in this long-running tournament. He won this event in '79. He won the New Year's Singles Classic in 1990. He's one of only 3 people that have won both major tournaments here on Staten Island. He said he's glad to be here again. It's a great field. He's going to give it his best shot to become the 2nd 2-time winner of this event. Right-hander Bobby Garzone.
Not the low man anymore.
His first-time opponent is a first-time finalist who sports a high game of 264 and a high series of 694. He said he loves beating the underdog because he's got nothing to lose. Hopefully everybody will look past him. First-time finalist bowling out of Country Lanes, Tom Santina. Matchups will take place on lanes 15 and 16 in the first round of competition. On lane 15 is the 3rd lefty in the field of finalists for today.
You're going to get up?
Finals for the 2nd time. He has a match play record of 2 wins and 1 loss. Has $800 in career earnings. Also has 6 perfect games and a high series of 814. He has a title with the Staten Island Bowling Club. He said it's nice to make the finals in this house because you grew up in this center. He now calls Showplace Bowling Center home. Left-hander Jerry Benedetto. And last and certainly not least, this is one of the young lions out there in Staten Island bowling today. He's in the finals for the 5th time. He's the 4th leading money winner all time at the Staten Island Singles Classic, $2,355. He has 7 perfect games to his credit, 1 coming just last week. He has a high series of 794. He won this event back in 1995. He has a double elimination tournament to his credit at Showplace, a marathon at Hudson Bayonne, and the World Match Game competition. He said he's been bowling very good for the last month. Hopefully it will carry on. It's a great field of bowlers, and his plea was, please don't let me draw my brother. Bowling out of Country Lanes, Jeff Charette. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have our top 16 finals for this year's event.
Bowls, we're going to put the lanes on for practice. We want to wish everybody the very best of bowling. Good luck. And remember, the bowler that finished higher has the option of where he wants to start.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. We're our 20th annual Staten Island Singles Classic, and I'm Don Walters. We're here at Colonial Lanes, and I have with me Steve Chirella. Steve finished 9th place this year in this very prestigious event, and he was looking to become only the 2nd bowler ever to win this tournament for the 2nd time. He won this tournament way back in 1991. Steve, your first opponent was Mike O'Brien. Certainly a tough cookie. You drew the lanes, I think, that you wanted to draw, lanes 1 and 2.
Well, you know, 1 and 2 is one of the easiest pairs in the house, if not the easiest. So, you know, you really don't want to bowl any ball on any good ball, I should say, especially what Mike O'Brien is on an easy lane condition. But, you know, he bowled 247. He bowled a great game. I shot 239 and lost. And and came down to me leaving a couple taps to lose the game. You know, I think Mike's going to win this tournament, so, you know, hopefully I won't X him. Mike's a good guy and a good bowler. I think he could use the money for a haircut.
A trim, anyway.
A trim, yeah. It's pretty bald right now.
When you get in this type of competition, Steve, when it's match play, winner take all, every 10-pin wrap can be very costly. 10-pin wrap, 7-pin wrap, every ball that you do not carry can certainly cost you, and it certainly did for you today.
Yes, 2 ring and 10s and a blowout 7-pin, and otherwise I'd still be bowling now. I wouldn't be talking to you.
Well, we still have Mike O'Brien out there. We still have Bobby Garzone. We did have a lot of upsets the first go-around. We had Rocky Salemo went by the boards, which was somewhat of a surprise, although he had a tough competitor in Mickey Girdley. The two Charade boys are both gone. So we have some interesting matchups still in progress.
Well, you know, I look for Garzone to be tough, and I think Mike O'Brien should be there in the end. Those are my two to be bowling the final match.
Okay, well, Steve, I want to thank you very much.
Thanks.
And thanks for being part of my Sunday morning team.
You got it.
And we'll see you in the morning.
All right.
Okay, let's bring up Rocky Salemo. He's on deck, and we'll have a few words with him. Rockstar, congratulations, buddy.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay. Listen, you had a tough guy. Mickey Gurley's a house bowler, very familiar with the house. He's very, very quiet giant, but certainly knows the game of bowling.
Yeah, he bowled a good game. You know, the game was pretty close early. I made one bad shot at Greek Church, and then I needed a strike at the 10th to put some pressure. If I throw a double at the 10th, he needs a double, and left the stone 7, and he won. He bowled good, Mickey. Can't take nothing away from him. It was my own fault. I should have been that close to begin with.
You made a comment that I picked up early on, Rocky. You didn't know I heard you. I heard you say at that point in time I knew I was in trouble.
Yeah, I knew it. Trouble because the game was close. He drew it. I think he drew an early double, or I don't know. We were like even going in, whatever it was. And I'm giving him handicap, and then to top it off, I open. So now from being even, I'm down 20 pins. So now it's the middle of the game here. I finally throw a double. I'm only down 10. The next shot, I thought I made a good shot, a wrap. And I'm still down 10. So now, from being in a match I should be up, if it was an even, you know, no handicap, I'm down. So no big deal. I get up in the 9th, I strike. 10th frame, I finish on lane I want to. If I know if I throw a double, I force him to throw a double. I lift the stone 7, and it wasn't meant to be. What are you going to do? It's a million tournaments around. I'm going to be there.
Absolutely.
I'm here every week. Anyone's welcome to come here, and I'm king of the hill. So Sunday night's
Because
here.
you're the man.
Sunday night's 9:30. You're welcome to come and try to beat the king. Other than that, you can always call me up, make an appointment if you want to bowl me anytime.
And also, I should also add, you are a high average in the house. You're averaging 217 on Sunday morning here and on Sunday morning.
Doesn't mean nothing. Like I said before, when the game starts, anybody can beat anyone at any time. And I said it to you before it's over. And by the way, I think Mike O'Brien should be tough to beat.
I think so. I think so. But you said that in the paper.
Right.
Rock, as always, thanks,
No
my
problem,
friend.
anytime.
We'll see you in the morning with our Rocky Foss Memorial League. Okay, we have 4 matches still going on. I think the guys to watch, we have Bobby Garzone is in it. Walter Palmer is still alive. They're bowling one another on 1 and 2. Bobby Garzone is looking to become a winner for the 2nd time in this event. Mike O'Brien is still alive. Jerry Benedetto, John Venosa, Jerry Lyman. So the deeper into the competition, the more tough the competition becomes. We are back here at Colonial Lanes with our 20th annual Staten Island Singles Classic. And I'm Don Walters, and I have with me some of the bowlers that finished 5th through 8th place for today's competition. Right now I have Vinny Russo with me. Vinny, I want to congratulate you on your outstanding performance over here at Colonial Lanes with our 20th annual Singles Classic. You qualified the first weekend, and you had like 702. And we both felt very comfortable that you were going to hang on. And hang on is what you did. You finished 16th place overall. Now you get into the finals, into the match play competition, that all of a sudden has no bearing on it. Because now that's the first hurdle. Your second hurdle was your first game of competition, which you prevailed. You beat who the first game?
Naz Philpott.
Naz Philpott. Second round of the semifinal competition, you ran into one of the better bowlers, certainly on Staten Island.
Yeah, Mike O'Brien. And I bowled good. It wasn't that I bowled bad. Shot 207. Just shot 279. Can't beat that.
No, that's tough. It's tough to beat 279. You got your first win under your belt. Very important. A valuable learning experience you had here today. Experience is the best teacher. You're going to grow with that experience. You're going to learn from experience. Each tournament, I personally see you getting a little single better, a little more confident with your game. And the results are starting to pay off for you.
Yeah. I'll be back. back next week. I'll be at your place.
I know you will.
I'll take that one, that's all.
There you go. Then, as always, I thank you for bowling with the Staten Island Bowling Club and with the Staten Island Singles Classic.
Okay.
And I'll see you in the morning.
Next year, too.
I'll see you in the morning with the Rocky Foss League. Okay, let's get Jerry Lyman down here. Well, Jerry, I want to congratulate you.
Thank you very much.
I dubbed you early on in this competition as the elder statesman in today's competition. You won your first match.
Yeah, against George Catella, top bowler.
You see, George is certainly one of the premier bowlers, has the New Year's Singles Classic 5 times, had a second place finish with me back in 1990. Tough way to start the match. Did it take much out of you after that match with him?
Yeah, I was pretty nervous because this is my first finals that I ever made, and going up against George Catella in the first round, I knew it was going to be a tough battle, but he got a couple of bad breaks, and I got a couple of good breaks, and I was able to pull it out.
Why they play the game.
Right, that's for sure.
And personally, you're the guy in the field that everybody wants Jerry Lyman. Who is this guy? The unknown, so to speak, the sleeper. And sometimes they look at you and they say, good, they're thinking ahead. Let me take care of him. Who do I got my next round of? So maybe that worked in your favor.
Well, I certainly hope so. I just tried to hit my mark consistently and make the shots and make spares. Making spares is big in any tournament. That's mainly what I tried to do. But I got lucky with a triple and I was able to win the game.
Well, what do they say? They're all the same on paper.
That's for sure.
Right? Jerry, thank you very much for being part of the Singles Classic. Great having you with us.
Thank you very much.
Hope to see you in 2 weeks at Show Place Bowling Center.
I'll be there.
Thank you, Jerry, very much. Okay, Mr. Garzone. Robert, congratulations. You bowled great today. And I say that with tongue-in-cheek because your first game, and we spoke about it early on, was a 177.
Yeah.
But that's why luck of the draw is so vitally important in a tournament of this caliber.
It definitely is luck of the draw. When you pick that ticket, you don't know what advantage that can be or what a disadvantage that can be. I get my information from Vinny D'Ambrosio's mother. I call her and ask her which ticket, north, south, east, or west, I should take. She told me south. I got by, but second round I didn't get by.
You know, the interesting thing I thought when you shot that 177 and you won, I thought you were well on your way. You had your bad effort for the day, and normally, as the momentum goes, so goes Bobby Garzone.
The first match I should have lost. The second match I should have won.
You had it there.
It reversed on me.
Yeah.
Tom
on a good set, 1 and 2.
Tom bowled very well. He made a double in the 10th. Made me had the mark in the 10th frame. I left the 5-pin. It was an easy spare, and I threw a count to win against Walter Palmer, who bowled good. I started off with a split. I made a second split that I left, and then I left the 4-pin and missed it by 5 boards to the right. He missed the 4-pin in the 10th frame, so he had his 1 bad break, but I had 2 bad breaks. 10th frame, I needed a strike, the first strike to win. I had a lot of room on alley 1, and I pulled the ball, and I made a bad shot, and Walter won. He deserved it.
Well, we've got 2 lefties, Venosa against Benedetto, and we got O'Brien against Palmer. Who do you like?
Well, Rocky picked picked Mike O'Brien in the beginning. Mike's throwing the ball phenomenal. Sunday morning here, he has the highest average righty. I think I got second. He's throwing the ball really, really well. I think the final's going to come down to him and Johnny Venosa. And winner close, I'm going to go with one of them.
Well, the safe thing to say, the finals will have a righty against a lefty.
Yes, it will.
To say.
I'm going to go with Mike O'Brien, believe it or not, on tournament experience.
Okay.
For a young bowler, he's got a lot of tournament experience. Nothing to take away from John, but he's got a little more tournament experience with the juniors. I'll go with Mike O'Brien.
We'll see. Thank you, Rob, as always.
Tournament as always.
We'll see you in the morning with the Rocky Foss League. Okay. We have 1 guy left that we're going to take care of right now. House bowler Mickey Girdley. How you doing, Mick? We want to offer you some congratulations. In the field of 16 bowlers, you were the quiet one. You were the sleeper. You were the one that nobody knows Mickey Girdley. I know Mickey Girdley as a house bowler that knows the condition here at Colonial Lanes, that has also authored 2 300s here at Colonial Lanes. Certainly a force to be reckoned with, and you proved that today in your first ever competition in the Staten Island Singles Classic.
Thank you. Thank you.
Did you find the lanes different today than they were in qualifying?
No, actually they were fairly similar. Yeah.
Okay, your first game you beat Rocky Salemo.
Unquestionably the hottest bowler on the island right at this time. Yeah.
No question about it.
I drew him. I said, oh no.
I think sometimes, Mick, when you draw a bowler of that caliber, your first game, and you get by him, you have a big sigh of relief, and maybe you let your guard down for the next round of competition, which certainly was no slouch in Johnny Venosa.
Well, John Venosa is the hottest bowler of the qualifying. He bowled a 300 to get here, 782, I think, scratch the ball.
Yes.
Well, yeah, like the first game, I bowled fairly well. Rocky bowled great, actually. He got a couple of bad raps, and I was fortunate enough to string a few at the end of the game there.
Well, he told me Rocky did that. He threw a Greek church, and that was the beginning of the end.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he told me.
Yeah.
But he certainly had his hat off to you. You bowled absolutely great. And on a given day, anybody beats anybody. This is why they play the games.
This is true. This is true. Thank you.
I thank you, Mick, for bowling, and I'll see you in the morning with the Rocky Foss Memorial League.
Thank you.
That was Mickey Girdley, one of the finalists here with the Staten Island Singles Classic. We have 4 bowlers remaining. We have the 2 lefties, John Venosa against Jerry Benedetto, and we have the 2 righties, Mike O'Brien against Walter Palmer. The winner of those 2 matches will bowl one another on lanes 17 and 18 for this year's Staten Island Singles Classic Championship.
First strike. Strike it on.
We are back here at Colonial Lanes with our 20th annual Staten Island Singles Classic. And I have with me Mr. Walter Palmer. Walter, I want to congratulate you, although that's a bad choice of words to use for you today. You come out great guns. You won your first 2 games of competition. You beat 2 very tough opponents. The 3rd game against Mike O'Brien, you needed a spare in the 10th frame. You know you needed the mark in the 10th frame. What were you thinking at that point in time?
I was going for my strike.
Were you looking to play it safe? Or?
No, I was looking for a strike, and the ball got away from me.
You left a 1-2-4-10 washout.
I get the ball right, and it didn't come back.
All is not lost. Now you need 9 for a tie to do the whole thing over. What happened?
I wanted to play the ball straight, the 1-2 pocket, so I wouldn't chop the 4. And I guess I hit the ball a little more than I thought I did, because it hooked on me a little bit.
And naturally, once you threw it, you wanted the ball back to do it over.
Yeah, there's no mulligans in bowling.
This is true, but at least you kept your sense of humor about it. It's a tough break for you, really, a tough break. It was good to see you win the first 2 games after 6 previous singles classics. At least you got a couple of wins under your belt.
You know, the first game I had a line, and I just wanted to keep the ball in play up the dartboard. It's Evelyn in this house has a dartboard to play. And the ball was reacting great the first 2 games, and that pair wouldn't hook on the dartboard. It kept on skidding. And I had to angle the ball in a little bit, which I wasn't comfortable doing.
Okay, the game before that against Bobby G, you almost let that get away with the open in the 10th. He needed the double.
I was watching Bobby G. I saw him miss the 4-pin to the right earlier in the game. The ball slid by the 4-pin, so I thought there was a lot of oil in the middle, and I threw the ball straight at the 4-pin and it hooked.
Okay, so I think you finished 3rd place overall, which is not too bad. Congratulations for that, and I'll see you in the morning, and I'll see you in 2 weeks at Show Place with the Staten Island Bowling Club. Okay, that was Walter Palmer. Next up, we have the man that finished 4th place overall, John Venosa. John, I want to offer my congratulations. That was a classic semifinal game against Jerry Benedetto, ringing 9-pin in the 10th frame to clutch defeat from the hands of victory against Jerry Benedetto.
He also left one in the first ball in the 10th. So, and that shot I made in the 10th frame could have been a little better. I tugged it a little bit, and it held the pocket, but I left that solid 8.
Yeah. Well, you were the #1 qualifying coming into today's competition. You did that on the strength of a 300. Now, what we want to do for you here at Colonial Lanes, we want to present you with the pin for your perfect 300 effort. Okay, the date and the lanes that you hit it on over here at Colonial Lanes. And I know we're going to see you in 2 weeks against Show Place Bowling Center with our bowling club.
Thank you very much.
John, thank you very much. And I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Okay, thank you.
That was John Venosa, who fell by the boards against Jerry Benedetto. We now have 2 bowlers left. We have Jerry Benedetto, and he's going to be going up against Mike O'Brien for this year's title. Now, let's bring up Mike O'Brien first, and then we're going to get Jerry Benedetto. Mike, it's safe to say that we're going to have a righty against a lefty in our championship match. What are you going to have to do to win today's competition?
Well, I'm just going to take one shot at a time, not look at the score, just go out there and just 10 good frames, no bad shots.
Okay, we're on a fresh set of lanes, 17 and 18, hasn't been used for competition all day today. Is that going to alter your shot? You're going to play the same shot you've been playing?
Well, maybe about a board or two more right, but I don't think it's going to be that drastic. That's what I
Okay,
think.
well, we're going to get it on, and we're going to see who's the better man. Jerry, let's get Jerry Benedetto up here. We'll get a word from him. Jerry, congratulations. That was a great semifinal against John Venosa. 17 and 18, we're on a fresh set of lanes. What do you have to do to win today?
Basically, I'm in the pocket. I got to carry. That's basically what I see is all I got to carry. I got a great competitor here, and I think between us, whoever carries is going to win this match.
Well, you're getting 5 pins from Mike as far as the handicap is concerned. We're on a fresh set of lanes, and during the course of the competition, I think there's no question, nobody would doubt the fact that you and Mike certainly have been the two hottest bowlers. The hottest righty against the hottest lefty, both which are Sunday morning bowlers over here at Colonial Lanes. So we're going to get it on. We're going to wish both of you guys the very best of luck. May the best bowler win, and we'll get it on. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with the championship game. Okay, we are here. We're ready to start our championship match here at Colonial Lanes for our 20th annual Staten Island Singles Classic. And our championship match is on 17 and 18, and it will feature Jerry Benedetto, left-hander, against right-hander Mike O'Brien. And in the handicap system, Jerry Benedetto is getting 5 pins from right-hander Mike O'Brien. Now, 17 and 18 is a fresh set of lanes, and it has historically here at Colonial Lanes been one of the toughest sets to bowl on. So I have with me, helping me out with the commentary in lieu of Bobby Simonelli not being here, left-hander, high average in the house, Rocky Salermo. Rocky, what can we look for in today's final match?
I think it'll be a pretty good match. The only thing I would say is that being Jerry getting 5 pins would be a little bit of an edge right now, because since it being a tough pair, that 5 pins could come into play.
How important is it, Rock, at this point in time early on? Jerry has the option to choose where he wants to start. How important is that right now?
That's big if it's a close match, knowing that in the 9th and 10th frame you want to finish on your best lane. So as of my match, when I lost, I finished on my great lane. I have to leave a wrap. As with those guys, they want to finish in their best lane. Forget about what the other guys doing. Just worry about yourself. It's an offensive game, not defensively.
Well, both bowlers that are in the championship match, both are members of the Rocky Foss Memorial League that takes place over here on Sunday morning. And Mike O'Brien is going to start on lane 17 for the first frame of our championship match. Rocky come up a little high, left the 6-pin.
Yeah, he pulled up a little bit on the line. He was fast with the feet. You know, sometimes a little jitters for the championship match. It happens with everyone. But he'll make a good adjustment. He'll be there.
And I think that, again, it's a fresh set of lanes, so I think that played a role in how Mike threw that first ball.
Oh, definitely. Remember, you bowled on 4 different pairs, 3 different pairs ready. Now it's your 4th pair. No one bowled on it. It's like bowling your first match from before.
Like I said early on in the interview, that right now we have the 2 hottest bowlers for today's competition, in right-hander Mike O'Brien and left-hander Jerry Benedetto. So in that regard, both bowlers deserve to be where they are.
Oh, definitely. And matter of fact, Mike is one of the guys I predicted to be there.
Yes, you did. And in the news column yesterday with the local advance writer, you predicted that Mike O'Brien was a force to be reckoned with. He was a man to watch in today's competition. Now, Jerry Benedetto is going to be up on lane 18, and Jerry is receiving 5 pins from Mike O'Brien. And yet they're throwing 2 different balls, Rock.
I know, right? You got Jerry the lefty, and you got Mike the righty. So, as people are speaking behind us, they still think the lefties do have the edge, but we'll see.
Well, again, we had 16 finalists, 13 were right-handed, and 3 were left-handers.
And now you got 1 lefty, 1 righty.
And now we have 1 left-righty and 1 righty.
They do that ball good. Nice shot.
Good shot for Jerry. Leaves it.
Oh, gets out the late 7-pin. Late 7-pin. Yeah. Oh, and he's got a phone call, too.
Well, he's got his lovely wife. I'm sure will be glad to field his calls and answer the questions that they want to know.
A little earlier call than he wanted, probably.
Yeah. So Jerry is on a strike in the first, going to frame number 2, looking for the first double early on in our championship match with our Staten Island Singles Classic here at Colonial Lanes.
This is a big shot here because if he were to throw this one here, he'd have a double and bring up 10 pins plus the 5 pins, 15 pins, put a little pressure on Mike. And being Mike's first finals here, he probably made a little nervous and maybe could put some, little jitters to make a bad shot.
Well, I think you said it early on, Ron. Both bowlers want to remain aggressive. That's their game. That's their forte. When you get to this point in time, they both have to remain aggressive.
Got that in a little bit, too. Oh, and he got out the light hit, the light mix. Nice little break there for Jerry.
Comes out of the gate with a double. And Mike O'Brien will look to answer the call.
Mike's just got to bowl his game. It's a long way to go. And don't get, down a little early.
Rock, I think it's important that they play the lane rather than their opponent.
Exactly. It's, like I said, bowling's offense, not defense. You can't worry about what everyone else is doing. Good shot, Mike, to the ball. Real good. Nice shot, Mike.
Gets a strike of his own. And has a spare strike and 20 through 1. And Jerry, with his handicap, has 25 in the first with a double up.
Mike's up on his left lane now. The one he pulled up at the line last time. He may think that it may have been the lane, but I just think that was him last shot. We'll just see what he does now.
He should throw the ball down the lane a little further.
He's more or less slow his feet down and just come through the shot instead of trying to force the shot. Good adjustment, Mike.
Solid double.
That ball really well, Mike. Mike's ready to answer the call here. He's ready for the challenge.
Jerry's double. Both bowlers have doubles up. And Jerry is ready to lock in for frame 3 on lane 18. What's going through the mind of Jerry right now, Rock?
He's just thinking the same way that, we're both thinking. Just get up and just throw strikes, keep throwing strikes. I hope I carry, and then he's got to beat me. And plus, I told you, he's getting those extra 5 pins that is going to definitely come into play. It's one less strike that maybe he may have to throw later on in the game. It looks like the right lane's probably the better of the two for both of them. Even in practice, they both were pretty much lined in.
And yet Jerry chose to finish on 17.
Good shot. Good shot.
Bring in 7 pins. Solid 7 pins.
Maybe for Jerry, see, Jerry looks like he has a pretty good shot on both lanes. So for Jerry, he may feel a little more comfortable on the left lane. Or maybe he could have did the opposite way, think maybe Mike had a less of a better shot in the other lane, so maybe he's go playing defensively, hoping that Mike would have a bad shot in his 10th frame. But sometimes I do that too. You say, okay, I'm lined in both lanes, it doesn't make a difference. What lane is my opponent look a little worse on?
Okay, so you're playing to his weakness rather than your strength.
Because you figure your strength, you're lined in both lanes, It doesn't make a difference. Oh,
every spare is crucial.
And little careless, Jerry.
Jerry left a wide open. Will now have 57 in the third with 5 pins, 62 in the third with his handicap. Gave Mike O'Brien a golden opportunity to take charge of this match early on for a championship match.
Up 12 pins right now, right? 49, 69. Yes, he is. Well, not really 12 because the 5 pins.
Throws another strike, it'll be 22.
Absolutely.
Now Jerry has to come back.
So that's tough to come back from. Never mixing the pocket to all of a sudden giving an easy spare away.
Well, what you don't want to do, Rock, is think, because if you start thinking about this game instead of executing, that's when you get run into trouble. A little high leaves a high 6 pin.
Got a little slow with the ball.
Yes.
That's it. That's typical of after missing a shot, wanting to get up and throw the next shot so fast, just get up and go. Don't worry, trying to forget about it. Meanwhile, you should take your time even more, just to say, okay, forget about that. Let me just throw a strike and then worry about next frame.
Well, each frame should be a game upon itself.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Keep it in that perspective.
We all say that until you get in the lanes, and then we all say, well, from back here, it's easy to say. When we go up there, we all say we're going to do it. Yes, exactly. All right, he covered that nice. It's fair. And this is a shot where Mike can really start hammering in the nail.
This is a quick shot from Mike O'Brien early on in our championship match. Has a spare double up. And Jerry has a spare and a 4.
So pick up the 5 pins that he's giving away, plus
can really take charge of the game right here.
This has been his good lane. Like I said, both of their good lanes. Let's see how Mike would throw his ball.
Both bowlers, Rock, know how to win. They both have titles. They both have 300 games to their credit.
These two bowlers,
they know what they do. They know how to win. They know how to get it done.
Two of the better bowlers around right now.
No doubt about it.
Like I said, Mike is...
Both were members of the Staten Island All-Stars over here on Sunday night, as yourself was also.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
As voted by their fellow bowlers.
Oh, really good shot, Mike. Stone wrap, stone 10 pin. Put up ball real good.
You know, I remember Mike O'Brien when he was a youngster, and a 10 pin like that would totally devastate him. Now he's changed his attitude. He stays within his game. He knows he's got to convert to spare. He knows getting upset could be a detriment as far as covering that spare is concerned.
Yeah, you're right. But know what happens a lot of times? You leave the wrap, you get mad. Like I tell people, the younger bowlers, it's okay to get mad, but make the spare first, then come back and say, okay, then you can get mad. You know what I'm saying? Don't get mad before you shoot the spare, but now you miss the spare, it's double. You lose the strike, and now you miss the spare. So what's going to happen now? Now you're dejected, and then it may ruin your whole game the rest of the way.
It only takes that one little bit, that one fit of anger.
Well, we all get mad. I still get mad, but you have to just control it. In certain situations, there's times, to really let it out, and there's times not to. And this is not one of the times. You want to worry about winning the game, make your spare, and bring it in. Look at Jerry. He took it for granted, missed the spare. Now look, Mike is up. And Jerry right now has to throw a double to get back in this match.
Well, Mike is up by right now. With the strike, he'll be up by 17 pins.
And with the 5, it'll be 12. It'll be 12 pins. Because they do the ball pretty good, a little hard.
Oh, wow. The ball rolled out at the end, Rock.
He got the ball about 2 boards into the oil with a little speed, and the ball didn't get a chance to get into a roll until late.
Very tough, 2-4-5-8 dinner bucket. As
this, I would say, believe it or not, is definitely one of the toughest spares in this house.
1,000 ways to miss this spare.
Yeah, myself included, this would be probably my toughest spare in the house to make.
I always tell the bowlers over here, when you leave a spare like this, to shoot for the 8-pin. That's probably the safest.
The key is you want to cover the double wood.
Right.
See, my bucket would not be that way. It would be the left side bucket.
On the other side, right.
I swung it. Elected to swing it.
Good conversion.
Covered it perfect.
Big spare for Mike O'Brien.
He covered that real well.
The match keeps him in the lead.
Lost a little bit of wood, but the key was the conversion. It was a very nice cover.
Would have been a lot worse had he missed it. So Mike has 85 in the fourth with a spare in the fifth.
Jerry would possibly have 77 with the strike, and the 5 pins 82. So it would be a 3-pin match. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, right. 8. So it would be a 3-pin match.
And Rocky, each ball gets bigger than the previous shot as
you get closer to the end. Exactly.
Absolutely right. Each shot is big. And this late in competition, you really can't afford an errant shot.
Oh, no way. Looks like a pretty good shot.
Good shot by Jerry.
Oh, another 7-pin.
Now, Rock, that's a second 7-pin on 18. Now, should he make an adjustment?
Yes, I would. I would make a very minor adjustment, just not to try to hook the ball as much. I'd probably like to go straighter on the first ball instead of swinging a little too wide. See, the ball's getting into a roll a little bit late, and so it's coming behind the head pin. So I would say maybe I don't know how he would adjust. I would adjust the board left to try to go a little straighter.
Too much roll on the ball?
It's the roll is coming too late. It's coming behind the head pin.
Okay.
So I would like to go another board left to go straighter, so the break point wouldn't be as late into the pocket. Let's see if he makes the adjustment on the spare here. Remember, he missed last one into the gutter. Skid it off.
Looks much better.
Yes, perfect. Make the adjustment.
Converts the spare. It's interesting, when Jerry throws his spare conversion for the 7-pin, he'll use his pinky finger and his index finger.
He does that in order to flatten the ball.
To flatten the ball out.
So even if you have 2 chances to make it, you can actually throw it bad, but the ball still will not hook into the pin. A lot of times people try to hook it into it, and all of a sudden you only have one way to make it. If you hit the dry, it hooks away, and like he did before, hit the oil and skids away. At least this way, you flatten it out, and he's pretty accurate. He throws the ball and it goes right into the pin.
Right now, Mike O'Brien is enjoying the slimmest of leads, 4 pins, as we've come halfway through a championship match.
Looks like a better shot. Good shot.
Good shot. Resounding strike on 17.
See, the key is right now, I would say Jerry has a better shot in the left lane. They both have a good shot in the right lane. So whoever can hit the left lane with the right lane probably will win this match. And as of right now, Mike has that double early. So right now he's...
Right now is the difference.
Yes, it definitely is the difference.
Jerry had the double, but he nullified it with that 7-pin.
That missed 7-pin on the right lane.
Wow, he got a lot of 9 on that rock.
You see how
a little careless with that first shot.
Yeah, because you see what he's doing in the last couple of shots. His feet are a little too fast, and he's getting the ball in about a board or 2 into the oil. So the ball is not getting into a roll too late. So now in the oil there, it skids instead of a little roll. And he broke up the 5-7, which is a good break.
Yes.
Now he has to convert it to keep the lead.
But again, he has to convert to spare. He does not want to be missing spares right now. Can't afford it.
Mike's a good spare shooter.
Yes, he is.
As I say that, he misses it, and someone's beeper goes off at the same time.
Wow.
See, he shot that on the swing. He should have went a little more straighter on the spare. See, people take those for granted, and look what happens. Now he gives that right back to Jerry.
So now Mike has 113 through 6. And Jerry has 96 in the fifth with a strike up in the sixth.
It's amazing. The minute you talk about someone being a good spare shooter, being on our telecast or someone else's, right? It's amazing, right?
Mike had a golden opportunity to take charge of this match early on and didn't get it done. And that may come back to haunt him later on.
Definitely will. And the thing was, he breaks up the split and gets the break to make the spare and then misses the spare.
And lets it get away.
See Mike can come back.
Threw that ball back.
Yes, real well.
He
Right.
moved that more inside that ball, Rock, on 17.
Into the dry ball out, so the ball got thrown very nice.
That was a big comeback. They say the mark of a champion is a guy that can come back after an open frame.
And forget about it.
And that's what Mike O'Brien just did.
Not worry about your last shot. Worry about the shot that's happening right now. This, I would say, was, you know, we all say key shots. This may be one of the shots of the match right here. Jerry right now could stop putting the noose around Mike's neck right now, with Mike having to strike.
It will certainly give Mike O'Brien something to think about if he can throw the double right.
He's on the good lane right now, the right lane. Lane 18. Went a little straighter, see?
No.
What happened? He got that ball in, went a little straight. Remember before he left the 2 7-pins, and I said I would adjust more out, straighter. He went a little more in more, trying to go the opposite way.
17 is drastically different than 18.
Oh, it definitely is. You saw it there. But I think Jerry would have had a little more of an edge, like I said, because of the left side, and he's playing a little more out more than Mike would be. But on the last two shots, he left the 7-pin, the one he missed, and the other 7-pin, and I said to move a board left. He elected to move a board in. And you see what happened there. Move a board into the oil, the ball just didn't react whatsoever. Which luckily he doesn't lose any wood because he's on the strike, so he brings his spare right in. It would be 116 with his 5 pins and 120. He would be up 8 pins.
The 8 pins with the spare. It's certainly not an easy cover by any means.
No way. The double wood. Good cover.
Good cover for Jerry.
Covered that nice.
So he has a spare in the 7th. We're getting into the latter stages of our championship.
Getting down to the nitty-gritty. And as the game is going on, if you noticed, the good lane that I said in the beginning was the right lane is ending up being the tougher lane. Jerry lost it with a couple 7 pins and now the 7 count. And Mike almost left that 5-7 split, which he ended up missing the 7 pin.
Yes.
So now both lanes could be just even right now. It just could be whoever wants it more.
Well, both bowlers are looking for their first title with the Staten Island Singles Classic, and obviously somebody is going to walk away a winner and someone's going to walk away to run it.
Could be a little bit of nerves, you know.
I'm sure.
It's a big tournament. Someone wants to win it. I know I wanted to.
Good shot.
Jerry, good comeback. Good comeback.
Terrific shot on 17. That rock is the lane. He's not going to finish it. He's going to finish on 18, Jerry. No, he's going to
Jerry,
finish on 17.
that was a good seat.
He's going to finish. So that's a good.
That is definitely key. You know, a lot of times when I bowl, I like to, when I'm bowling an 8th frame, I say I want to make a good shot because I know this is the lane I'm going to finish my 10th frame on. So I want to say, remember for next time, in case I do need a shot in the 10th frame to win, I want to know what I did last time on that lane.
Now, Mike O'Brien has got to be thinking strike here. Has got to be aggressive. Stay aggressive. Stay with the shot.
Doing the ball pretty good. Look at that. See, it must be a bad rack in that lane. It could be a very bad break. That probably could be the match. But you see,
it's got to be.
Last time he left the 5-7. This time he almost left the 5-7-10. Got the 5 out. See, in that lane, I don't know. The racks could be bad. I really didn't see it myself, but it could be.
Terrible break for Mike O'Brien. Certainly did not deserve a 7-10 right there.
Oh, no way.
Now, he's got to look to get lucky and make it.
Now I just throw it as hard as you can and hope, pray for a miracle. So,
you know, we do have a 7-10 conversion on my cable show, you know. We had Wayne Morris.
Oh, no, Wayne Morris, who bowls on my team Wednesday nights. Yes, I do.
That's my
I do remember
question. Who's the only one on my show every week with the exception of me? It's Wayne Morris, because he's in our introductions every bowling club.
Well, if you made the 7-10, I have to put that in the paper. I have to put that in the paper now if you made it.
So Mike O'Brien has 141 through 8. And he's going to have to basically go out the door.
He would have, I would say he has to definitely have to strike. And he bowled a pretty good game, Mike.
Yes.
It's amazing. Good shot, good comeback. Yeah, I told you, they both started liking the right lane. Now they both end up bowling better on the left lane right now.
Jerry can really put the final nail in the
Jerry can shut him out right here
with a strike. How much is fatigue a factor at this point, Rock? They've had 4 grueling games to get to where they are.
I don't believe in that because
mental anguish, mental strain.
It should not bother you. See, if you bother you in my eyes, then you're not ready for this kind of competition because you only bowl 3-4 games. Wow, there's times when you bowl marathons, 8 games, 12-game marathons. You know, bowl a league and then you bowl a tournament. You know, I know for me and myself, it does not bother me. I definitely know it does not bother Mike O'Brien and it does not bother Jerry. So for these two, I wouldn't say fatigue. Get that out a little wider.
Looks good. Looks good.
But it's that 7 pin, and he gets it out.
Got the lazy.
Got that same 2 7 pins left before. He didn't make the adjust. This time he just got the break. What happens?
He got the break that Mike O'Brien didn't get on lane 18.
He got the strike. Mike ended up getting a split. So it was. And that's the difference of this game.
Jerry can go out for 226.
And right now, Jerry just needs a spare to win the match.
Needs a mark on the 10.
Good count, spare.
So now, does that change his train of thought, or should he still think strike on the first ball, trying to stay away from splits?
Nah, see, the way Jerry's been bowling right now, he only made one errant shot the whole game. So if I was him, I would just play the same shot I've been playing all day. And just, you know, wherever the cards fall, they fall. Whatever you leave up, you make. And congratulations, you're a winner.
Put the ball in Mike's court
Yes,
and make him perform.
because he may not be able to. He just gets up and throws the same shots he's been throwing all day in that lane. It should be enough to win, because whatever he leaves up, he should be able to make. That should be a game. We'll see
And
now.
he knows it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the hardest part of this game is doing what you know you have to do.
We got that a little wider.
Wow. Come back beautifully.
Came back real nice.
Great shot.
That's
Rock.
the game right there.
He really trusted that ball.
Went up very nice, and there's your winner, Jerry Benedetto.
Yes.
No matter what happens from here on
Really
in.
trusted that ball.
Unless he were to throw a Del Ballard gutter ball, I don't know.
I'm sure he's got that
Now,
first and foremost in his mind. He's going to.
If that was me right now, I would just go play safe and go right down the middle. Yes.
Hard and straight.
Now forget about everything else. Just go right down the middle and make the head pin, and you're the winner.
Well, if Jerry can hold on here as he analyzes the score, he will be his first title with the Staten Island Singles Classic on the 20th anniversary of this.
Jerry's been bowling well the last couple of
Yes,
months. You know,
yes.
he finished second in the marathon last week at Showplace, and he's been making money in other tournaments around the area. That should be it. Yes, it is. Oh, look at this.
Oh, see, now he caught the break, yeah.
But at the right time. If you get it at the right time, it's good for you. If you get it at the wrong time, then you're in trouble. But they both bowl well. Both of them, they went through a lot today to get here, and I congratulate them both.
Well, Rock, every year I have this tournament, and I can truthfully say I hate this because somebody has to walk away second. You get this far, certainly both bowlers
Second
deserve
is better than nothing. Look at me. I didn't make it through the first round, so second is great. What's wrong with nothing wrong with that? Congratulations, Jerry. Jet.
So Jerry finished with a 215 and 5 pins, 220. And Mike O'Brien will go out for a 201 effort, and that would be good for second place. Look, I should tell him that first place today is $1,200. Second place is worth $700.
That's a nice piece of change.
And actually, Jerry has all his kids here, all 6 of them, and his lovely wife, Sweet Sue, who will help him spend and celebrate his earnings.
That may be the reason why I may have lost. My son wasn't here today, so maybe I should have brought my son. You never know, right? Could have brought me a little bit.
Coulda, shoulda.
Had his picture in my pocket, but maybe sometimes the picture isn't enough, right?
So Mike with the fill ball here will finish with a 201, which will be second place, and that ain't too bad, Rock.
Oh, that's real well. He bowled really well, Mike. I'm happy for him. Happy for both of them.
And I'm glad Mike is glad to be second overall. A very good showing.
It's the start of good things to come for him.
Absolutely, absolutely. One of the young and up-and-coming bowlers here on Staten Island finishes with a solid 200 to Jerry's 215 plus 5, 220. And we're going to take a quick break. Then we're going to spend some time with our runner-up and our latest champion, Gerald Roger John Benedetto, Jr. We are back here at Colonial Lanes with our Staten Island Singles Classic 20th Annual. Another tournament has come to an end, and I have with me this year's runner-up, young tiger here on the Staten Island bowling circuit, Mike O'Brien. Mike, you ran the gauntlet today. You had mixed emotions. You had a high of 279 in a very competitive second game. Went to 17 and 18, oil pattern just a little different. During the championship match, you were plagued with what we call fast feet.
Yeah, I was a little fast, but I got lazy on that 7-pin. And then I tried to make like...
Turning point, I think,
Yeah.
missing that 7-pin. You made an adjustment off of that. You come back with the 5-7, managed to trip it, and you threw that totally uncalled for 7-10 split. Very bad break.
Yeah, it's bad, but those are breaks. I mean, I got here